The recent collision, led by Trump and his cohorts against the Pope, might on the surface appear to some as just an escalation of his provocative, chaotic antics. But upon closer examination, you'll realize that it's being used to bring forth a disturbing ancient spell. It'll make you wonder, is this reality or Pope fiction?
President Trump this morning taking part in an annual tradition, the White House Easter egg roll. But on Easter Sunday, the president lashed out on social media, a profanity-laced post saying Iran will be living in hell if it doesn't reopen the critical Strait of Hormuz.
Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, end quote.
This morning, a joyous reception for Pope Leo in Angola, the third country on his African trip. An 11-day journey where Leo has described himself as a pilgrim of peace. The trip is overshadowed by the most unusual war of words about the Pope's peace message, ignited by President Trump last week.
Pope Leo said things that are wrong. I think he's very weak on crime and other things.
Leo did not back down.
I have no fear of neither the Trump administration nor speaking out loudly about the message of the gospel.
As the president continued to double down.
I have a right to disagree with the Pope.
The criticism unusual.
A closed-door meeting between the Vatican and Pentagon officials took place in January, and reportedly, it did not end well. The Undersecretary of War reportedly summoned Cardinal Christophe Pierre, then Pope Leo's ambassador to the United States, to voice concerns about the Pope's January State of the World address. The U.S. official interpreted the Pope's address as critical of the Trump administration.
One U.S. official present at the meeting brought up the period in the 14th century in which the French monarchy bent the Catholic Church into submission, ordering an attack on Pope Boniface that led to his downfall, subsequent death, forcing the papacy to relocate from Rome to France.
Colby told the cardinal that, quote, America has the military power to do whatever it wants in the world.
I think it's very, very important for the Pope to be careful.
In 2025, Pope Francis died at 88 on so-called Easter Monday, and soon after, Pope Leo XIV was elected by a conclave. Pope Leo and the Catholic Church are disguising themselves as peaceful, pious angels of light. But let's look past the facade and examine the signs and symbols through discernment. A seemingly unlikely fact about Pope Leo's family tree is that he and the singer Madonna are ninth cousins through a Canadian ancestor.
The Pope is related to Madonna through a distant Canadian relative who was born in Quebec. Madonna's link to the Pope has, of course, some irony involved, as the singer has been excommunicated 3 times by the Catholic Church.
Madonna, who was raised Catholic, wasn't named after the biblical Mary, but from the feminine presenting entity Catholicism refers to as the Queen of Heaven, the one that's warned against in Jeremiah 7:18.
The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle a fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger.
Madonna is one of the major celebrities credited with bringing Jewish mysticism in the form of Kabbalah into the American mainstream. And within that tradition, there exists a feminine divine presence known as the Shekinah. Before Pete Hegseth quoted Samuel L. Jackson's character's fake rendition of Ezekiel 25:17 from Pulp Fiction, Madonna provided these spoken word vocals on Ariana Grande's song God is a Woman, reciting the same fictional passage.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger. attempt to poison and destroy my sisters. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance
and furious anger.
And furious anger.
Those who attempt
to
capture and destroy my brother.
To poison and destroy my brothers.
And you will know my call sign is Sandy One when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Madonna gives a controversial performance using Nazi imagery. We see highly charged visuals ranging from war and political protests to violent outbreaks to Madonna's altered face looking like public figures such as Sarah Palin and the Pope. What's perhaps even more controversial though is Madonna's decision to patronize Nazi imagery in the video. We see her wearing Hitler's mustache and swastikas on her forehead.
It's interesting that she chose this imagery, considering that Catholicism has an intimate history with fascist regimes. Figures such as Austrian Bishop Alois Hudal and other Catholic officials played a major role in creating the rat lines, escape networks that helped Nazis flee to destinations in South America, chiefly into Argentina after World War II. Also, Pope Pius XII signed the Lateran Treaty with Benito Mussolini, who was born in 1883, to establish Vatican City as an independent state. Remember, Madonna played Eva Perón in the historical film Evita in 1996, who was the wife of Juan Perón, the Argentine president, whose regime became a refuge for Nazi war criminals fleeing through the rat lines. The film also features Madonna's song, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. Even stranger, Jonathan Pryce, who played Juan Perón in Evita, later portrayed Pope Francis in the 2019 film The Two Popes. The same Pope Francis who, as mentioned earlier, died at 88 on Easter Monday. Perhaps one of Madonna's most memorable songs and videos is Like a Prayer. The imagery in this video encapsulates many of the running themes that characterize Madonna's spiritually twisted crusade as an irreverent, sexually liberated anti-hero. Though Madonna correctly frames this messianic figure as a so-called black man, the role she plays is a temptress, Jezebel, Whore of Babylon archetype sent to seduce the Israelites from the true righteous path. Also, in some parts of the video, there is burning cross imagery and Catholic symbolism, and the connection becomes even more striking when you realize the KKK and Catholic inquisitors wore eerily similar garbs. A little known fact is that both of these occult groups targeted the same population, the Israelites, just at different times. What's concerning is that there is a rapid rise of this false and counterfeit religion amongst not only the younger generation, but also the unawakened Israelites.
The rise of Catholicism in the heart of the South, Atlanta.
One of the things that I noticed, there were black people here, white people here, Asian, Latinos, young, old. That's a diverse group.
It is, indeed. Different ethnic groups and age groups, and everybody feels represented.
Father Henry Ottom is the pastor at St. Lawrence Catholic Church just outside Atlanta, where Catholic parishes are growing faster than the national average, in part because of more immigrants and refugees settling here.
The Catholic Church is competing with these new churches for followers. But unlike in Europe, for example, where Catholicism seems to be declining, Africa has the world's fastest growing Catholic community. And in Ghana, the Catholic Church is an institution that commands a lot of respect.
It's just this communal spirit, the spirit of belonging. But for us as Ghanaians, we extend a hand of welcome to everybody who comes.
These individuals are more than likely unaware of the dark history of the institution they're so willingly submitting themselves to.
In the 1450s, Pope Nicholas V issued 2 papal bulls, Dum Diversus and Romanus Pontifex. The first, in 1452, granted permission to conquer and enslave those they deemed as unbelievers, while the second reinforced Portugal's claimed right to seize lands and reduce people to perpetual servitude, helping to lay the groundwork for the worst atrocity that mankind has ever seen, the transatlantic slave trade, long before Columbus sailed in 1492, bringing conquest, slavery, and bloodshed with him. Not exactly Christ-like conduct for a man claiming the title Vicar of Christ. And not to mention all the unsavory torture this institution brought forth during the Inquisition.
Spiritually, Madonna has maintained strong soul ties to the so-called Black community throughout the decades, like a spiritual vampire or succubus, forming intimate relationships with some of the most prominent and influential male Israelite artists, siphoning not only their creative energy, but she acts as a high priestess, initiating generations into lascivious occult rituals and Babylonian sex magic. At the end of the 2024 movie Conclave, it's revealed that the newly elected Pope is born with both male and female characteristics.
Some would say my chromosomes would define me as being a woman, and yet I'm also, as you see me,
male and female characteristics, a hermaphrodite. The word is an amalgamation of the names Hermes and Aphrodite, or in other words, Odin and Ishtar. Alright, let's tie this back to the feud. In simple gematria, the name Trump adds up to 88. Another sign that this hermetic spirit, the masculine principle, is playing the villain in order to exalt the so-called divine feminine. People are being pushed to side with the leftist Pope, who channels Aphrodite through Easter and Madonna worship, rather than with Trump, the 88 warmonger. This is very slick deception, and if you're not spiritually awake, the trickery can pull you straight into strong delusion.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahuwah shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause Yahuwah shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie.
This is a warning against the spiritual warfare raging over our souls.